Hello, Starseeds. Welcome to Source Energetics. My name is Ashtara, and today we're going to have an ASMR energy session around releasing trauma. I got a couple of requests on the same day to create an ASMR energy healing session for releasing trauma, so I took it as a sign. So through this session, we're going to reclaim the pieces of your energy, some fragments of your soul, and some identity or behavior that you've developed from the trauma as a form of self-protection or defense mechanism. And we're going to align that, calibrate that right back into your authentic soul blueprint that is so much more transcendent of what you think you are as a human. And of course, being human is so divine, but you are simultaneously much, 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 much more than what you're allowing yourself to believe. And you get to actually consciously choose who you get to be. And this is a lot of the times you are under the impression that you are born with a certain energetic circuitry, and we all love astrology, we all love these systems like the gene keys and human design, and all of these systems are great tools to cultivate self-awareness. But from that space, you're actually able to continually direct and choose the qualities that you would like to express in your life and through your identity. Your identity is something that you get to co-create. And so some of the behavioral character traits that you are very used to, that you may be telling yourself, I'm this kind of person, I have this type of habit, I have this type of tendency, and this doesn't really happen for me, that doesn't really happen for me. All of these stories we're going to release, and we're going to visit a specific timeline or a time slice wherein some of these traumas created these defense mechanisms or behavioral patterns or addictions or identity patterns. And we're going to just cleanse that, purify that, and we're going to call in the highest expression of yourself, some of which you get to actually choose. That is the art of co-creation as a human. So in this session, depending on how you respond to energy work, you may choose one timeline or one specific event that caused a lot of trauma in your system. And I want you to really tune in to your heart and tune into your field. And notice if there are any specific events that come up when I speak about this process of reintegration, process of soul retrieval. And it may be something that you're aware that was traumatic for you, or it may be something that you didn't even know was traumatic for you. Sometimes the most mundane events cause trauma for various reasons, and it's not up to your mind to decide why should that be traumatic or not. I mean, sometimes very, very mundane things that you may not understand why you would respond in a certain way could trigger some other responses based on past events or past lives, or based on some of the more subtle dynamics of energy. So I want you to bring that up without any judgment. And you may even have a few different events that come up simultaneously. And that could mean that those events are related, even if they don't seem related. There's a core underlying frequency of trauma that is exemplified by those separate events. Could be the case. Or if your consciousness is very quantum and you like to work with multiple timelines at once, you may also get different facets of your traumatic complex that you can release at the core. So it's really up to you how you want to work with this. Obviously, you can come back to the session as many times as you want for different events, and it will do work with layers of your trauma. And this session is going to liberate so much from your field because of your intention, of my intention, and the energetic clearing and recalibration and invocation that we're going to do. So please have compassion for yourself through this journey, and after this session, make sure you drink plenty of water, get some air, walk around a bit, ground yourself, and get good rest and be observant of any shifts that occur throughout the next few days up to a few weeks. So, I would like to also let you know that I am in no way, shape, or form a trauma specialist at all, but I am an energy healer and I work with higher dimensional fields. So I will be providing you my unique gifts of assisting you to work through and release and recalibrate and retrieve your energy and restore your authentic soul blueprint in this incarnation. However, I would like to also suggest for you to get further help or assistance in different modalities that you may be called to target it simultaneously if you are called to do so. But I am here to offer my interdimensional field work, and I hope and trust it assists you to reclaim your highest timelines and your highest soul expressions. So, as we begin, just grounding your energy through your heart's torreal field, connecting with the crystalline core of the earth, and connecting with your source field and all of the relevant gravitational fields through the expressions of your soul. I'm going to light an incense. And this spirit of this fire, this element of fire, invoking the elemental of fire to assist us in burning through all of these distortions and patterns that we are ready to let go of. And the spirit of smoke, which is a combination of air and fire, to cleanse through your field, calling in the air elemental. Cleansing away your field, creating sacred space, and holding the space for forgiveness for yourself and for any experiments of the great third dimension that created these painful experiences that we are ready to ascend out of. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the protection. We honor you, and we are ready to let you go so you may take on higher expressions of life forms. Release. And with that connection, the stable, strong connection with the earth, dropping in the intention of releasing all of those identity constructs and behavioral patterns as electromagnetic signals to be overridden with the toroidal field of our divine earth. So I'm going to let this burn on the side throughout our whole session. Getting aware of those emotions, these thoughts, and these behavioral patterns, and this identity construct that you are ready to release through this soul retrieval and this timeline retrieval and your energetic sovereignty. And scanning your field as you identify those fractals and those loops. vibrating with pure love and gratitude through those fractals and through those loops, throughout the 360 plus degrees around your field of all of those layers, and inviting in your super conscious mind, your higher self mind, and your divine self, your supreme cosmic self, to assist you in identifying all of those patterns, all of those loops, and all of those fractals, whether your mind can identify them or not, requesting a precise identification of those fractals, of those loops, connected with these traumatic events, connected with these time slices and frozen pieces of time and frozen pieces of energy and soul fragments, to be embraced with divine love, mindfulness, awareness, gratitude, and acknowledgement, vibrating through these chords, vibrating through these fractals, vibrating through these loops and identity constructs, these electromagnetic signals. Vibrate in pure love as they begin to alchemize and ascend up and dissolve. Dissolving to be recycled and replenished and restored in your sovereign energetic circuitry, or dropping down to the core of the earth, or returning straight back to source, whichever is best as known by your higher self. And I'm going to assist you in vibrating that love frequency through this heart chakra bowl, just gently inviting in. Vibrating. Zero noroi ai koi. Si oroi kai si ai. Sokoroi nikoi sai si. Merore karai si arai su. Iranaiki sai soroi. Welcoming in the Venusian frequencies that is here to assist you in recalibrating to your authentic, sovereign level of being. With the frequency of grace, with the frequency of effortless ease in your divine connection, forgiving all of those timelines, forgiving all parties involved. Merai rono korore airia na soi. Oroi mai sia soroi asai soroi. Soi kiai soi sai siara mokoroi nakarai sia snroi sarai. Yunoroi animkiroi sai su. Suroi kiarai su karanarai. Inviting in the electromagnetic pulsations of your own medical chamber through your own starship, your mothership. Vibrating in these heart frequency sonics to mend any of the splits, mend any of the frozen time slices or timelines, to be liberated, returned to their authentic blueprint expressions. And centering back into your own sovereign will, your divine will, through your solar plexus, at one with your stellar network. I want you to bring into this field the character traits that you have developed through the trauma. What was your response? And knowing that this trait that you've developed as your defense mechanism is now ready to be released right now. Ready to be released. And be alchemized and transmuted to a higher expression based on love, not on fear. So releasing these traits that you've accumulated as a response, as a reaction. Release into the central vortex of the earth to be transmuted. And any of the relevant harmonics that can be restored through this release and through this alchemy, calling those in. Taking full deep breaths, and through this release, calling in now the higher alchemized potential of that expression. What is the alchemized expression? How does it show up? And who are you now? Who are you now? Who are you now? Knowing that you get to choose, and knowing that you get to express your identity along with your heart's desires and who you get to be, how you get to show up. Receiving now. And all of the relevant harmonics, alchemizing, and all of the relevant harmonics, alchemizing, anchoring in. And now allowing your neural pathways to rewire according to these new timelines that we have anchored in, according to the new facets of character and identity that we have anchored in, alchemizing through the linear processes of your brain, through from the quantum parallel timelines that we have now consciously chosen in the name of the divine plan. Requesting to anchor these into your default consciousness. Anchoring through to your heart. Mikororai sai suroi siarai koro arinyarai sai shakarai sai shu. Spiraling through and sealing your field totally grounded and rooted to the earth, to the central core of the earth and your source level of being. Suroi kiarai sai shu. Soul retrieval complete. Sealing this field totally and completely under divine protection. Thank you so much for your presence and your transformation on behalf of the collective universe. Please take full deep breaths to integrate this session.